Thank you for your interest in the Hand and Upper Extremity Fellowship at the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center. When you come to Indianapolis to interview with us, you will spend the day not just interviewing and getting a brief tour, but actually spending time with us in the office and OR. We want you to feel the culture of our practice and see an actual day in the life of our fellows. We hope this video gives you a taste of what our program has to offer as you research your fellowship options. The partners of the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center have been educating fellows since 1971. Our fellows have gone on to become president of the American Society for Surgery of the Hand, department chairs, research powerhouses, inventors of surgical techniques and devices, and more often than not, one of the best hand surgeons in their communities. We take fellow education seriously. The experience in Indiana is truly shoulder to fingertip, acute trauma and reconstruction, straightforward to complex. I hope you take some time to explore our website to learn about our didactics, research program, clinical experience, and what makes Indianapolis a great place to live. We appreciate you taking the time to consider our fellowship and hope what you see in this video gets you excited about the opportunity to train with us in Indiana. Fellowship year is the most impactful and important year of your medical training. Make the most of it. Our mission at the Hand to Shoulder Center is to train fellows every year to become the best hand surgeons that they can be.
There are plenty of facilities around the country that teach hand surgeons how to be good hand surgeons. But to have a facility where every single person is committed to one thing, and that's post-residency education at the highest level possible, that's unique.
Being with the fellows on a day-to-day basis is one of the big things that keeps me coming into work every day.
It's the value of working with fellows, the challenge of teaching, and being part of the growth of the next wave of hand surgeons.
I'm a teacher. I've always been a teacher. So for me to have the highest level of student possible coming out of residency for 42 years, I think I'm the luckiest hand surgeon on the planet.
The fellows that match well here and have a great experience in Indiana are the ones who come eager and enthusiastic to learn hand surgery.
They have the intensity to want to know as much as they possibly can to deliver the highest quality of care to as many patients with hand and upper extremity problems as they can.
You know, Dr. Clement's probably on the Rushmore of hand surgeries. Tells you right to your face, you know, it's a tough program, it's a tough fellowship year, but it's going to be the best year of your life. You know, that's what I wanted. I wanted to go somewhere where I work hard, I'm going to learn a lot and get the best training possible.
The program for our fellows here is structured to really emphasize the transition to independent practice.
The day you step foot into this building, they tell you you're an associate of the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center, and we want you to start thinking like a staff physician. So they're really trying to prepare you for the next year.
Our fellowship is a mentor model. So each fellow will work one-on-one with one of our faculty. And so your week is gonna look what their week looks like. Basically, you're gonna help see patients and run the clinic.
You know, you come in clinic, they want you to see the patients, they want you to diagnose the patients, they want you to come up with a treatment plan and present it to your attending. In the OR too, you get your graduated autonomy. Yeah, they're gonna show you their ways, but then they want you to go and kind of work through that yourselves.
To develop any skill, you know, it's been said you need 10,000 hours. Our practice is extremely busy. You know, our fellows typically log well over 1,200, to 1,300 cases a year.
The exposure that they get in the operating room is huge.
You got to do your reading, you got to learn the anatomy, you got to know the anatomy like Dr. Kleiman states. But you also got to be in the OR and doing it. 12 to 1,500 cases, you're doing things over and over and over again. So that's how you get good.
We have an anatomy lab where we have ability to do prosections and to practice procedures. We have a microvascular laboratory where fellows have access 24 hours a day to get out there and just start practicing.
Just last week, Friday, I had a day that kind of summed up what I thought this fellowship was about. Started my day off with doing primary shoulder reverse arthroplasty. From there, we did a thumb first CMC arthroplasty. Our cases consisted of shoulder to fingertip, and each surgery we did was different, and you learned a lot from each surgery.
Being exposed to really different thought processes is probably the most valuable thing that you come out of this fellowship with.
We search for partners who bring a certain level of expertise into the practice so that no bases are left uncovered.
What you've really learned is a way to synthesize things and formulate your own way of taking care of problems. So it's not necessarily that you're just regurgitating the way, Dr. So-and-so did it. You're actually putting your own little twist on how the group at the Hand Center did it.
Unlike a lot of academic centers, the fellows here not only learn how to be great hand surgeons, but also get a real sense of what it's like to be in practice as far as navigating the complex, changing healthcare world that we experience, how to bill and code, how to be a boss, how to run a practice.
The guys here do a great job of kind of teaching us the business side of medicine plus the surgery side.
So what we provide is a solid 12-month experience with a broad spectrum in every facet of hand and upper extremity reconstruction. And once they have that, they can move in any direction they want.
You can't downplay the reputation of this place.
There's no one in the hand surgical world who doesn't know about the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center.
This is the best, most complete hand upper extremity fellowship in the country, and I don't think it's close.
Our fellows walk out of their training here with a reputation that they've gained from having trained in Indiana.
And when it comes to looking for jobs in the future, the fact that you're a fellow that trained at the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center carries a lot of weight.
Just seeing the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center on your CV, I've gotten numerous responses from these groups saying, we know what the product that the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Fellowship produces, and we want it in our group.
Our fellowship has been around since 1971. We're fortunate to have trained over 250 fellows here. Once you graduate from the Indiana Hand to Shoulder Center Fellowship, you can become part of this huge alumni network family.
When we graduate here in a year, probably keep that fellowship group text message going about some of our difficult cases in our first couple years of practice.
There's not a week that goes by where I don't get at least 3 or 4 emails or text messages from a former fellow saying, hey, I need this. What do you think about this? It's that rich and continuous connection of feeling that you're part of a family. At the end of the fellowship, when a fellow comes to my office door and says, Dr. Kleinman, that was the best year I've ever had, that makes my heart soar. The fact that they have put in the effort, they've expended the energy, they've been up late at night, they've done 11 or 1,200 cases, and they stand by that door and they say, that was the best year I've ever had. Thank you.